Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tyson Smith. I'm 24 years old. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona with my wonderful soulmate Meredith and my dog Gamble. He's an English bulldog and he's turning 2 in January. I love making money, working out, cooking, watching movies, and playing video games. I think a lot of people think that I'm like this huge Chad when in reality I'm a stereotypical nerd. I have terrible eyesight. I'm wearing contacts right now. I absolutely get bodied by allergies every single year because pollen just kicks my ass. And in my free time, I like raiding in World of Warcraft. I believe that life is a game and it should be treated as such. It needs to be fun. You should have fun playing it. You definitely ought to keep score. And the goal of it is to win. Now, what is it that I do? I own a wholesale real estate company. I'll make a video more on exactly what that is later. I'm also a partner in a real estate education company with RJ Bates. This is where we will show people exactly how you can build your own wholesale real estate company exactly the way that I've done it. The way I was able to partner up with RJ is I was actually his first one-on-one mentor. Something about me is I like to find people who are doing what I want to do and figure out how I can learn from them. This is exactly what I did with RJ, and after learning all of his systems, implementing them into my business, we realized that we synergized very well together, and now I, along with him, show other people what he's been able to teach me. In addition to wholesaling real estate and teaching other people how to wholesale, I'm also the host of a podcast called The Rebellion. I started the podcast because I wanted to interview other people who I admired, people who weren't exactly fit into the status quo of the way a lot of people live life today. I believe that there's a lot of modern day slavery almost today. Basically, people who work just to be able to afford to pay rent and to pay for food. And I believe that there's so much more to life than that. And I want to talk to people who have been able to break out of that mold, who are able to have more financial freedom to do the things that they'd like to, explore the things they'd like to explore, and try the things they want to try. I don't think there's any sense in living life just to work and eat, right? I think that that is slavery. And so the rebellion is all about breaking out of that mold, figuring out a way to live life on your own terms, not just being an NPC. If you're interested in watching, I post full video episodes of the rebellion here on my channel, which you'll be able to find below. Now, what is it that I want to do? Right now, to be honest with you, I'm not much of a real estate investor. Although I'm dealing with a lot of real estate transactions, I'm buying and selling a lot of houses, I'm not really investing in them. Yes, I've done some fix and flips. Yes, I have taken down some properties with the intent of renting them out, but I just ended up selling them. And I own some notes on some properties, which I can talk more about later when I make some videos on creative finance. But essentially, I get paid monthly for a couple properties that I don't actually own anymore. I just own the mortgage. Wholesaling is a great way to make active income. But I'm learning that I want to buy some assets. And so going into 2023, I'm going to be fully focused on acquiring real estate. Wholesaling has allowed me to learn a ton about real estate. I've seen so many different transactions and I've been able to learn, number one, how to find discounted properties. Number two, I've been able to learn some factors of what can make or break a good real estate deal. Number three, I've just understood how real estate works. So I know that what can be a bad property and how we can make it better, what deals we need to stay away from, what deals we can buy and learn how to make money with. It's just, I've never been able to actually do it myself. I've just sold it to other people who've done it. So going into this next year, I'm going to be fully focused on taking down real estate for myself to own with other partners. Now, specifically, I'm going to be looking at multifamily. In wholesaling, I'm pretty much buying and selling single family houses. But as far as what I want to actually own, I'm leaning towards multifamily. Now, there's a ton of buzz out there on what kind of real estate is the best to buy, whether it's single family or multifamily or commercial or retail or self-storage. There's all sorts of noise out there. And instead of worrying about all of that, I'm just going to have tunnel vision for the one thing that I like, and that's multifamily. Now, I like multifamily for 3 reasons. Number one is it's super scalable. It's a lot easier to manage 100 units that are all right next to each other. It's a lot easier to buy those 100 units that are all in one little area instead of having to buy a full portfolio or individually buy 100 single family houses and put it into a portfolio to make 100. And I think that the economies of scale on renovating 100 units, so that this is one of those value add opportunities, is a lot easier with a multifamily deal than it is single family. In addition to that, I'm not positive on this, but it seems to me that acquiring financing for a 100-unit deal is going to be much easier than getting financing to buy 100 single-family properties. That could be a limiting belief of mine, but it's the way I'm thinking going forward. Number two is multifamily just makes more sense to me. It's really a lot more objective than it is subjective as compared to single family. And what I mean by that is really multifamily deals are simply a math equation. You have to figure out how much a property can make, what you can do to make it make more money, and how much it costs every single month. So, what are the expenses of the property? And using this information, it just makes the deal really black and white, and it's a lot easier conversation to have with sellers and also with buyers. So it just makes more sense. It's more of a business transaction, whereas in a lot of single family, there's a lot of hearts and feelings that are involved with these properties because they're somebody's homes. Now look, I get that you spend Christmas, you have all these memories in your property, but when I'm looking at buying real estate, it's a business transaction. And I understand that you have some good memories in your house, but that doesn't exactly factor into the business aspect of me purchasing it. And you really just don't get those concerns when it comes to multifamily properties. And the last reason is that owning multifamily is just really in alignment with my vision for myself. I know that can sound a little bit weird, but here's what I mean by this. When I think of the ideal version of Tyson Smith and I think about what he's done and what he owns, I see, driving by a big multifamily property and being able to tell my kids or somebody that, yeah, that's what I own. I provide this nice place for all of those different families to live. And I just see that fits more with the version of myself that I want to be rather than having tons of different houses. It's something that I'm very, very cognizant of is figuring out what exactly is the person that I want to be. Let's say so-called my superhero version of self, and then just backwards engineering of how do I get there. And so I've just realized that owning multifamily is in direct alignment with the person that I want to be. So that's what I'm going to start pursuing. In addition to all of that, I also want to meticulously document my journey here on this YouTube channel. So I'm going to be showing how I'm building up my wholesale company so that I'm able to purchase a lot of these multifamily properties. I'm going to talk about some of the multifamily deals that I'm looking at, and when I eventually start to buy them, we're going to be walking through all of those deals, and you guys will see exactly what it is I'm buying, why I'm buying it, how I'm buying it, how I'm getting the money, everything like that. So if you're interested in doing this, you might be able to learn along with me. Now would be a great time, I think, if you are interested in doing that, to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also like this video. I would really appreciate it if you do that. In addition to that, you will notice that everything is going to start here on YouTube, but it will creep its way onto some of these other social platforms like TikTok and Instagram, which I will have the links below for you to go ahead and follow. I do really appreciate it, and I really want to build a community of people who are, similar to me, of people who want to go and learn how to buy assets, learn how to make more money, back to what I was talking about, the rebellion, break out of the status quo. So if you're interested in joining along with this journey with me, make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, we'll see you later.